Happy Halloween and happy Star Trek Halloween because there's a lot of great Star Trek costumes and masks, right? I never wore one. I've got to say, I've full revelation, never did wear a Star Trek costume, but I guess I considered it. I thought of it, but maybe you are now, and maybe you're saying, what should I dress up as? Who should I go as? What should I go as? Because in Star Trek, you could be animal, plant, humanoid, or sentient being, energy being, cosmic being. So let's talk about the most popular Star Trek costumes for Halloween, inspired by the iconic characters from the different series and films. Right? There's so many to choose from. Number one, you got to go to the man himself, the legend, the myth, and that's of course Captain James Tiberius Kirk. James T. Kirk is really number one. When I was doing research, going through all the fan sites and used a little AI, every resource, Captain Kirk was number one. And of course, that is the classic gold shirt, the black pants, the Starfleet insignia badge. You could do the movie version, of course, with the red look, or the motion picture with the white look. But the most famous and inspired, of course, is the gold shirt and black pants, right? So, but what's wonderful, and most Star Trek fans and most Halloween fans, that's the movie, the John Carpenter classic, they know that if you dress up as Captain Kirk, you're also dressing up, in many ways, as the legendary horror icon Michael Myers, right, from Halloween. Especially if you use a Captain Kirk mask, because, as we know, John Carpenter's baddie, one of the greatest movie monsters of all time, they employed a Captain Kirk mask from Michael Myers. And they, tweaked it, they modified it. I was watching a great YouTube video, how they modified it and changed it, because, of course, they couldn't just slap on, give the guy a Captain Kirk mask for the movie. And I believe Tommy Lee Wallace, who directed Halloween 3, he was doing the sort of the prop, the mask modification. Great little video, but bottom line is Captain Kirk is number one. That's all. No ways about it in any other difference. So, number two, we have Spock. Mr. Spock, of course, the Vulcan science officer. Logical. This is, of course, a logical next character. I've seen, I guess, when I have seen, people walking around, children and adults, I've seen more than a few with the Spock ears and sort of the whole getup. Of course, to do it right, you've got to have sort of the wig or cut your hair like that. You have to have the ears, and you've got to have the blue shirt with the Starfleet emblem, the Vulcan ears, and the black pants. And I guess if you really want to go all out, maybe those boots or shoes that look like that. So it's harder than Kirk because you need the ears and sort of the wig in a way, or the hair. But, maybe the eyebrows as well, to sort of, get those eyebrows like Vulcan, logical Vulcan. But that's number two, of course, is Spock. All right, switching gears and eras here. This is 7 of 9, or the Borg. It can go either way. If you're a woman or a guy, I guess you could dress up as 7 of 9 as well if you're a guy, but most it would be a female, would be women who want to be 7 of 9. And when I did the research back and forth, it said how, a Borg drone, and of course 7 was a Borg drone, and then sort of rescued, liberated, freed from the collective by Captain Janeway and Voyager. So you'd need a silver or gray tight-fitting suit. Of course, some of those Borg prosthetics, the little props. And of course, Jerry Ryan played 7 of 9 in Voyager and in Picard. So the full body Borg costume, if you just wanted to do sort of a drone, just like a run-of-the-mill generic drone, you just need a lot of mechanical sort of attachments and the makeup to get the Borg drone look. All right, here we go. This is number 4. And it's a Klingon warrior. Now, you can say Worf, of course, probably the most famous. Michael Dorn, who played Worf, has played a Klingon more than any other person, right? It's gotta be. So you could either be Worf as a specific or just as a Klingon warrior. You need sort of that thick, heavy armor, the forehead prosthetics. I'm sure they sell them in costume shops or on Amazon, whatever, online. And maybe need your batleth, your Klingon sword weapon. And it's perfect for fans of the Klingon culture. It certainly is more expensive, I'd say, than most of these other costumes. You need more sort of gear and props. But if you love Klingons and you think you can pull it off, why not go for it? Quapla! And finally, last but not least, is Data, the android, the sentient android who serves on Captain Picard's Enterprise D. And that, of course, is played by Brent Spiner, and Data is a sentient android. He is alive, so to speak. He is a sort of artificial life form. They talk about AI, artificial intelligence. So Data would be an artificial life form. So now you need, of course, the gold uniform, the gold shirt, or the one piece. If you want to try to do that, you need the pale makeup to mimic the android's appearance. And of course, last but not least is the eyes, right? You need those yellow contacts. Now, you got to be careful, though. I know a lot of companies for years, and I guess they still do, sold the contacts for Halloween, like to make it look bloodshot or like a vampire or some ghoul. And a lot of people were getting eye infections because they weren't either properly implementing, putting them in their eyes or washing them, or, the hygienic, challenges of using eye, gear, contact lenses. So be careful with that. But you'd need, you'd need the, I guess, the sort of pancake powdery makeup to make your skin look pale like Data, and style your hair like him, or use a wig. And I guess he's one of the least expensive in ways. You don't only need a little powder and maybe those contacts. There you go. So those are the most popular. But hey, you want to be Q, you want to be a Romulan, maybe you want to go, Odo, Deep Space Nine is a changeling. There's many options, there's many variations and choices, but whatever you pick, live long and prosper. Happy Halloween, and hope you have fun. Hope you're enjoying. Hope you're subscribing. See you soon.